Welcome to the Quant40 session on advancements in quantum warfare. So, this talk will be about how different quantum technologies can assist modern warfare in improvising their performance. So, this will be the flow of this talk. I will start with the definition, followed by the main components of the quantum technology. Then, I will discuss different warfare mechanisms, followed by a little section on global progress. Then, I will go through the challenges and concluding remarks. Let's start with the term quantum warfare. In simple words, it refers to the utilization of quantum technologies for military strategies, operations, and weapon systems. It uses the superior capabilities of quantum advancements, which surpass traditional methods in encryption, data processing, and environmental sensing. These innovations can collectively optimize logistics, improve the decision making processes, and enhance the performance of autonomous systems. The foundational principles of quantum mechanics were established in the early 20th century with the contribution by Max Planck, Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, etc. So these early developments were purely theoretical and not connected to weaponry. Then during the Cold War era, both the United States and the Soviet Union invested heavily in scientific research, including quantum mechanics. So while the primary focus was on nuclear and conventional arms, there was also some theoretical research into quantum effects in various other technologies like radar, cryptography, etc. Following that, in the 1980s, quantum key distribution was proposed, which laid the groundwork for secure communication methods. And this could theoretically be applied to military communications as well. Then, in the 21st century, advancements in quantum computing and sensing technologies started showing potential military applications. Governments and defense organizations began exploring these technologies for secure communication, advanced sensing, and navigation systems. Today, countries like the United States, China, etc., are heavily investing in quantum technology research and military applications. And this includes quantum radar, quantum sensing for submarines, quantum communication satellites, and so on. The current research on the quantum technology can be classified into three main components: quantum computing, quantum communication, and quantum sensing. So let's start with the quantum computing part. It's when you use the principles of quantum mechanics for performing operations and computation. This is done with the help of a quantum computer which uses qubits instead of classical bits. So these quantum computers come in various types, each based on different principles and technologies. For example, IBM and Google use superconducting qubit-based quantum computers. Then we have IonQ and Honeywell, which uses trapped ions, quantum annealers by D-Wave, and so on. Each type of quantum computer has its own strengths and challenges. They're specifically used to solve complex problems. So these quantum computers usually function as subroutines within classical computer programs, with classical systems managing the main control and performing tasks less efficient for quantum processing. Due to their size and need for cryogenics, quantum computers are unlikely to be personal devices in the near future. Instead, they are accessed by cloud services offered by platforms such as Microsoft and Amazon Braket, which integrate quantum computing resources from various manufacturers into a unified ecosystem. Now let's see some aspects of quantum computing. The first one is quantum machine learning and artificial intelligence. Quantum computing's properties like superposition, parallel computation, and entanglement have garnered significant interest across various scientific and engineering fields, which has led efforts to adapt classical machine learning algorithms for quantum computing, particularly during the NISQ era. Quantum computing's probabilistic nature and parallelism promise advancements in semi-supervised approaches such as reinforcement learning and Bayesian networks. Another one is quantum enhanced MLAI. So they enhance specific machine learning tasks like quantum sampling, linear algebra operations, and quantum neural networks. The quantum MLAI algorithms are still in the development phase. Now let's see the role of quantum ML and AI for military. Quantum enhanced pattern recognition can identify complex patterns and anomalies in data that classical algorithms might miss. This is valuable for tasks such as detecting hidden terrorist networks, predicting enemy movements, recognizing threats, etc. It can be also useful for accurately predicting potential future conflicts and scenarios, which enables military planners to develop proactive strategies and plans. Also, QML can process massive datasets much faster than classical machine learning algorithms. This capability is crucial for analyzing intelligence data from various sources, such as satellite images, communication, intercepts, and social media. Then, with the assistance of quantum ML and AI, we can significantly improve the performance of the automated defense mechanisms that respond to cyber threats in real time. This is by reducing response times and reducing damage from cyber attacks, which includes UAVs, autonomous ground vehicles, and maritime drones. It can also enhance military wargaming and simulation by providing more accurate and realistic models of combat scenarios, which allows for better training and preparation as well as the development of more effective strategies. So, there are still some major challenges. Quantum computers are highly prone to errors due to their delicate quantum states. Error correction is a significant challenge as it requires quantum error correcting code to detect and correct errors without disturbing the quantum information. And developing these codes and implementing them efficiently remains a major hurdle. Next is developing quantum algorithms which can actually show improvement over classical algorithms. So, also classical machine learning algorithms do not have straightforward quantum equivalence in general. So, developing new quantum algorithms that can handle the ML task while being practically implementable on quantum hardware is an ongoing area of research. Coming to the data part, classical data needs to be encoded into quantum states for implementation on quantum computers. This encoding process can be challenging, limiting the practical application of QML. Next, we have quantum memory, which is essential for storing quantum information reliably over time. However, creating stable and long-lasting quantum memory is challenging due to decoherence and noise, which can corrupt stored quantum information. It is also an important ongoing area of research as it would enable the retention and retrieval of quantum data necessary for storing complex computation and long-term projects. Another important aspect is quantum optimization. So optimization is in general quite important for balanced functioning of large systems and resources, and quantum optimization provides techniques to solve these complex problems efficiently. They're particularly useful for NP-hard problems which become impractical to solve otherwise through brute force as complexity increases. One such algorithm is QAOA, which combines quantum operations with classical optimization techniques to find approximate solutions to optimization problems. QBOY is another approach used in quantum optimization, particularly suitable for analog quantum computers. It involves transforming an optimization problem into a form that can be tackled by quantum annealers or other quantum devices. Quantum-inspired classical algorithms derived from quantum methods like QAOA may also provide performance improvements without requiring quantum. Various demonstrations and proof of concept applications in sectors like traffic, logistics, and finance highlight the practical utility of quantum optimization, especially using analog quantum computing. Now we see its role in military. So first application we have is in mission planning and scheduling, which includes determining the sequence of operations to optimize the effectiveness of the mission. Effective planning and scheduling are crucial for coordinating multiple teams and assets, minimizing risk and adapting to changing conditions. Next is the resource allocation, which refers to the optimal distribution of limited resources to various tasks or projects. In a military context, this involves assigning personnel, equipment, and funding to operations where the impact can be maximized. Then we have another decision making process, like all general decision making processes, which involve gathering and analyzing relevant data, considering various alternatives, and choosing the best course of action. And it is necessary for making well informed, timely decisions that maximize mission effectiveness and minimize risk. And then one of the well-known applications, logistics and supply chain management, which is coordinating and managing the flow of goods, services, and information from origin to destination. In a military context, this ensures that troops have the necessary supplies, equipment, and support to carry out their missions. Here are some challenges as well. The first one is converting classical optimization problems into quantum formats that can be effectively processed by quantum algorithms, and creating systems that integrate quantum and classical computing to leverage the strengths of both is necessary but challenging due to differences in computational paradigms and architectures. At the next is scalability. Scaling quantum optimization solutions to handle large military operations and logistics is a complex task that requires significant computational resources and infrastructure. Apart from this, there are several other algorithms. Quantum searching algorithms such as Grover's algorithm and quantum random walk mechanisms offer significant speedup for unstructured data analysis. The HHL algorithm shows potential for superpolynomial speedup in solving linear equations beneficial for fields requiring large-scale numerical simulations despite practical resource constraints. Some other examples are quantum phase estimation and variational techniques like VQA, which are dominant approaches for quantum simulation. Now let's look at the timeline of the future progress. Quantum computing is advancing rapidly. Current quantum computers, such as those developed by IBM, Google, etc., have demonstrated the capability to perform specific computations faster than classical computers for particular tasks, which is known as quantum supremacy. However, these systems are still in the NISQ era, characterized by noisy qubits and limited error correction. So, in the next 5 years, improvements in quantum error correction and qubit coherence times are expected. Quantum computing will be increasingly used for specialized applications such as optimization problems, complex simulations, and machine learning in academia and industry. In next 10 years, quantum computers with hundreds to thousands of qubits could emerge, enabling more complex and practical applications. We may see more robust error-corrected quantum computers that can outperform classical systems in a wider range of tasks. Then in the next 10 to 20 years, fully fault-tolerant quantum computers could become a reality, revolutionizing fields such as cryptography, material science, and drug discovery. Practical large-scale quantum computers with millions of qubits could solve problems currently intractable for classical computers. The next component is quantum communication. It is transmitting quantum information using fibers or free space channels with quantum communication protocols. Quantum communication protocols such as quantum key distribution enable the exchange of cryptographic keys with theoretically unconditional security, as any attempt at eavesdropping can be detected due to the disturbance it causes to the quantum states being transmitted. Quantum communication and cryptography research focuses on developing quantum-safe cryptographic algorithms to secure data against potential threats from quantum computers, ensuring long-term data security and privacy. So let's see the first aspect of quantum communication, which is quantum key distribution or QKD. So QKD is designed to securely distribute a secret key between parties for encrypting data over classical channels. It uses the no-cloning theorem to ensure that any eavesdropper is detectable due to the disturbance caused by measurement. Unlike classical encryption, which can be potentially broken with powerful quantum computers, QKD uses quantum bits or qubits that change state when observed and hence preventing eavesdropping without detection. So there are two main protocols, BB84 and E91. The BB84 protocol, which requires pre-distributed keys and quantum random number generation, is simpler technically. In contrast, the E91 protocol uses quantum entanglement to generate keys during distribution, which makes it more complex but not requiring pre-generated random numbers. So some of these products are commercially available in the market, and further research is also going on. So now let's see the role in military. QKD provides theoretically unbreakable encryption by using the principle of quantum mechanics. Maintaining the confidentiality of sensitive information is paramount in military operations. QKD ensures that communications between command centers, troops, and other military assets remain confidential and secure from interception by adversaries. Next is secure satellite-based communication. Satellites equipped with QKD technology can establish secure communication links over long distances, overcoming the range limitations of terrestrial QKD systems. And this is particularly important for global military operations and coordination between geographically dispersed units. QKD can facilitate real-time secure communication between military satellites and ground stations, ensuring that commands and intelligence are transmitted securely and without any delay. Military networks that control critical infrastructure such as missile defense systems and surveillance networks can use QKD to protect against cyber attacks and unauthorized access. Here are some challenges as well. Implementing QKD on a large scale, such as across an entire military network, is difficult due to the need for point-to-point connections and the lack of efficient quantum repeaters. This limitation makes it challenging to deploy QKD broadly without significant advancements in network architecture. Integrating QKD with existing military communication infrastructures poses significant challenges. Current systems are based on classical technologies, and transitioning to QKD QKD would require substantial upgrades and potentially a complete overhaul of existing networks. QKD systems require specific and often expensive hardware such as single photon detectors and sources, quantum repeaters, and high precision synchronization tools. This specialized infrastructure is not readily available in many existing military communication networks. QKD is highly effective over short distances but faces significant challenges over long distances due to photon loss and decoherence. While optical fibers can transmit QKD signals over tens to hundreds of kilometers, extending this range requires complex and costly solutions such as quantum repeaters, which are still in development stages. While QKD is theoretically secure, practical implementations must account for potential side channel attacks and physical tampering. Ensuring that the entire QKD systems, from hardware to software, is secure against all possible attacks is complex and requires constant vigilance. The sensitivity can cause signal loss, making reliable operation in often harsh military environments challenging. The next aspect is a quantum network, which is designed to transmit qubits between specially separated quantum processors. The structure of quantum networks mirrors classical networks comprising end nodes like quantum processors, communication lines, optical switches, and quantum repeaters. Quantum networks enable secure and direct communication between quantum computers, allowing the exchange of quantum data. This capability is crucial for the efficient redistribution of computational tasks based on the performance of individual quantum computers. It facilitates the division of large computational tasks into smaller ones that can be processed simultaneously by multiple quantum computers. Distributed quantum computing, when numerous quantum computers are networked together, is likely to be the practical realization of scalable quantum computing systems. And now we see the role in military. Quantum position verification technique can be used to verify the location of military assets and personnel without revealing their position to the integration of quantum networks allows for distributed quantum computing where multiple quantum computers can work together to solve complex problems. This can be particularly useful for military applications that require significant computational power, such as cryptography, simulations, and data analysis. Quantum networks are inherently resilient to tampering and eavesdropping due to the principles of quantum mechanics. Any attempt to intercept or alter the quantum information transmitted over the network would be detected, ensuring the reliability and integrity of military communications and data transfer. Some of the challenges are listed here. The first one is development and maintenance of components like optical switches. So maintaining quantum coherence is crucial. Quantum repeaters are necessary for long-distance quantum communication but are still in the experimental stage, and developing practical efficient quantum repeaters that can be deployed in military networks is a significant hurdle. Depending on the application, end nodes might need to handle single or multiple qubits. They may also require quantum memory to store quantum information temporarily, so this is also a major challenge. Next important aspect is post-quantum cryptography or PQC. So post-quantum cryptography bears encryption techniques designed to withstand future quantum computer attacks. While current asymmetric encryption methods are vulnerable, symmetric cryptography algorithms and hash functions are generally considered secure against quantum attacks. Most current symmetric cryptographic algorithms and hash functions are still secure against quantum attacks, and increasing key size can mitigate risk posed by quantum algorithms like Grover's algorithm. Cryptographers are creating new algorithms in anticipation of Q-Day when current cryptographic methods will become vulnerable to quantum computing. This can safeguard the integrity and authenticity of military data. One of the main challenges in post-quantum cryptography is considered to be the implementation of potentially quantum-safe algorithms into existing systems. So there are tests done, for example, by Google, Microsoft, and Apple to ensure the security. So here is the timeline for serial progress. Quantum communication, particularly quantum key distribution, is already being implemented in pilot projects and limited commercial applications. Quantum communication networks like the Quantum Science satellite launched by China have successfully demonstrated long-distance quantum entanglement and secure communication over hundreds of kilometers. So in next 5 years, we can see expansion of QKD networks in urban and metropolitan areas for secure communication and continued development of satellite-based quantum communication for long-distance secure communication. In next 5 to 10 years, we can see the integration of quantum communication protocols with classical internet infrastructure to create hybrid quantum classical networks, and development of quantum repeaters to extend the range of quantum communication. In next 10 to 20 years, there can be realization of a global quantum internet allowing secure communication across continents. This will involve robust quantum repeaters and satellite constellations to maintain quantum entanglement over long distances. Let's move on to our next component, quantum sensing, which is one of the rapidly advancing quantum technology and making it to the real world from laboratories. It refers to the use of quantum properties to measure the physical quantities like magnetic and electrical fields, temperature, pressure, time, frequency, etc. So its strength lies in the inherent weakness of the quantum systems, which is their instability against the external environment. Using this, the quantum sensors offer unparalleled sensitivity and precision in measuring, providing better stability and superior performance compared to the conventional sensors. The first aspect is quantum clock. Quantum clocks are highly precise time-keeping devices which utilize laser-cooled single ions confined in an electromagnetic trap to achieve unprecedented accuracy. State-of-the-art chip-sized atomic clocks achieve an uncertainty of 2 into 10 to the power minus 12, while quantum logic single-ion clocks have uncertainties as low as 9 into 10 to the power minus 18. So this level of precision allows quantum clocks to perform new types of measurements, including the ability to measure height differences between points on Earth with an accuracy of 1 centimeter. This opens up possibilities for highly accurate gravitational potential measurements and other applications where precision timing is crucial, such as satellite navigation, networking, and finance. We see their role in military. Quantum clocks provide unprecedented accuracy in time measurement, essential for navigation systems such as GPS. Precise timing ensures more accurate positioning, crucial for military operations. Quantum clocks enable more accurate timing in missile guidance systems, increasing the precision of targeting and reducing the likelihood of collateral damage. Precise timing is critical for the coordination of complex military maneuvers and the synchronization of multi-phase attacks. Also, synchronization of communication networks ensures secure data transfer between military units and command centers. Now we see some challenges. For military applications, the reliability and longevity of quantum clocks are paramount. Ensuring long-term stability and minimal downtime is a critical challenge that must be addressed. The power consumption of quantum clocks, especially those requiring cryogenic cooling, is a critical concern. Developing energy-efficient models that can operate autonomously in the field without frequent maintenance is essential for practical deployment. Quantum clocks involve complexity that is currently not as compact or portable as needed for various military platforms. Achieving miniaturization while maintaining accuracy and stability is a significant technical hurdle. The next aspect we have is quantum radar. So quantum radar operates similarly to classical radar by sending a signal towards a target and waiting for the reflected signal. It utilizes quantum features in both the radiation source and output detection to outperform classical radar systems. And for this, it leverages quantum mechanical effects such as the uncertainty principle and quantum entanglement. Quantum radar can effectively counteract conventional radar jamming techniques, so spoofing signals cannot match the original quantum state of the radar's internal signal, allowing the system to filter out these and other environmental sources and hence enhancing detection accuracy. Quantum radar shares properties with noise radars, including probability of detection and efficient spectrum sharing. Various protocols currently exist, such as interferometric quantum radar, quantum illumination, hybrid quantum radar, three-dimensional enhancement, each having its own requirements, strengths, and limitations. Now we see their role in military. The quantum radar can potentially detect stealth aircraft and submarines that are designed to be invisible to conventional radar systems. The higher sensitivity and ability to distinguish signals from noise allows quantum radar to identify stealth targets more effectively. Then in electronic warfare, so quantum radar is less susceptible to jamming and interference compared to traditional radar systems. Its use of entangled photons and quantum illumination techniques can maintain signal integrity even in environments with significant electronic countermeasures. Then in maritime applications, quantum radar can enhance the detection of submarines and underwater mines. The increased sensitivity and resolution of quantum radar systems can help in identifying objects beneath the water surface, which are typically challenging for conventional radar. This is particularly important for maintaining the safety of satellites and other space assets in an increasingly crowded space environment. Now we see some challenges. So quantum radar systems currently have limitations in range and power. The efficiency of quantum radar declines over long distances, and achieving high power outputs while maintaining quantum properties is technologically challenging. This limits the practical deployment of quantum radar in extensive military operations and applications. Its dependence on other quantum sources like high entangled photon generation sources and quantum memory makes it less reliable in current scenario. Quantum radar protocols such as interferometric quantum radar are highly sensitive to noise and require the preservation of quantum entanglement, which is difficult in practical real-world environments. Quantum decoherence, where quantum states lose their coherence due to environmental interactions, also remains a significant hurdle. Next, we have quantum imaging. Quantum imaging uses quantum optics principles to enhance imaging capabilities beyond the limits of classical systems. So key components and techniques in quantum imaging systems include spider arrays, which are highly sensitive detectors that measure time of flight of photons for 3D imaging, quantum ghost imaging, which uses entangled photons to create images from correlations, allowing for low light and non-line of sight imaging, subshot noise imaging, which utilizes correlated photons to surpass classical noise limits, enabling the detection of weak absorption objects. Illumination, which employs entangled photon pairs for target detection in noisy environments, maintaining advantages even when entanglement is degraded. These advancements allow quantum imaging systems to perform tasks such as behind-the-corner imaging, low-light level detection, and high-resolution 3D mapping. In the future, it could be used to store patterns of data in quantum computers and allow communication through highly encrypted information. Now we see that role in military. So quantum imaging allows for non-line of sight imaging, which is critical in urban and battlefield environments where direct line of sight is often obstructed. Spider arrays combined with advanced quantum protocols can detect objects hidden behind corners or walls, providing tactical advantages by revealing enemy positions and movements that are otherwise concealed. Quantum imaging systems can operate effectively in low light and low visibility conditions. Techniques like quantum ghost imaging utilize entangled photons to produce high resolution images with minimal light, allowing for surveillance missions to continue uninterrupted during night operations or in other adverse weather conditions. Quantum imaging offers a higher signal-to-noise ratio compared to classical systems, making it possible to detect and image objects with greater clarity and precision. This improved SNR is crucial for applications such as monitoring battlefield environments, identifying threats, and guiding precision munitions. It enables high-resolution 3D imaging and mapping of terrains and structures. This capability is essential for creating accurate topographical maps, planning military operations, and navigating complex environments. Now we see some challenges. So quantum imaging systems such as those using spider arrays and entangled photons involve sophisticated technology that is complex to develop and maintain. The production and maintenance of these advanced systems require substantial financial investment. Also, these techniques are highly sensitive to environmental conditions. This can pose significant challenges for deployment in diverse and harsh military environments. The data generated by quantum imaging systems are also vast and complex, so requiring advanced algorithms and high performance computing resources for real time processing and interpretation is also a challenge. Ensuring the security and reliability of quantum imaging systems is paramount for military use. Protecting these systems from cyber threats, jamming, and other forms of electronic warfare is crucial. Additionally, the systems must be reliable and resilient, able to perform consistently under the stress of combat conditions and potential adversarial action. So in the next few years, prototyping and testing quantum sensors in various environments will continue to take place. This includes laboratory settings as well as field tests in more practical scenarios, such as on drones and satellites. Initial deployments of quantum sensing technologies for specific applications, such as precision navigation and resource exploration, are anticipated. After that, as technology matures, we can expect more quantum sensing devices to enter the commercial market. This period will see increased integration of quantum sensors in industries like oil and gas exploration, environmental monitoring, and healthcare diagnostics. Then we can expect more extensive use of quantum sensors in military applications, particularly in US and China. Later on, quantum sensing technologies are expected to have widespread adoption across various sectors. It is also possible to have fully operational quantum radar systems with long range capabilities and integration into space and naval based platforms with long range capabilities. Now we see some examples of quantum technologies that can be used for attacking and that for defending. So for attacking, first we have Shor's algorithm. So Shor's algorithm threatens public key encryption methods like RSA, DH, and ECC, potentially enabling decryption of previously collected data. For example, ECC has shorter keys, so attack will be easier as this will require lesser qubits. Then we have Grover's algorithm. So it provides speed up in searching for the key, which weakens symmetric key encryption, but is currently impractical due to quantum resource requirements. Simon's algorithm and superposition queries pose risk to MAC and AED algorithms. And then finally, the trivial attacking methods. Classical hacking and physical attacks on quantum equipments or other equipments. Until new softwares are not made properly secure, hacking will always remain a threat. Also, the quantum networks are subjected to physical attacks by external damage and external attacks. Now we see some defensive mechanisms. So although with the existence of vulnerabilities at hardware and software endpoints, QKD still provides a secure method for encryption key exchange, which is verified by mathematical proof. So PQC implementation is also critical and should be prioritized to counter the risk of future decryption by quantum computers. Next, we have quantum crypto agility. The current trend involves preparing existing infrastructure for quantum crypto agility, writing it for the deployment of standardized PQC as soon as it becomes available. Then we have emerging quantum resilient algorithms in progress, and developing and designing them is crucial to withstand quantum computing. Moving on, let's see some scenarios on how some quantum technologies can be utilized for space and underwater warfare. So let's see some space warfare first. So first we have satellite-based QKD. So instead of ground-to-ground, satellites can be used as trusted repeaters. This is because they facilitate secure long-distance communication, although they face security challenges similar to terrestrial systems. Currently, advanced protocols like measurement device independent QKD are being explored to enhance security and mitigate potential cyber attacks on satellite control systems. Then quantum ghost imaging technology and satellites, which provide superior surveillance capabilities, particularly under adverse weather conditions or during nighttime. This technology allows for high resolution imaging even in cloudy or foggy environments, improving military and intelligence operations from space. Next, we have quantum enhanced detectors like quantum radars or lidars deployed on satellites, which offer significantly improved detection and tracking capabilities for other satellites, spaceborne objects, and space debris. These quantum sensors provide better detection sensitivity compared to classical radars, particularly for objects smaller than 10 centimeters. Then the weaponization of space, which includes the deployment of satellites equipped with laser weapons and satellites capable of attacking other satellites. Quantum technologies enhance these capabilities by improving target detection and precision. Next, we have underwater. So, sensitive quantum magnetometers and gravimeters can detect and classify underwater hazards without active sonar emissions, which helps to maintain the stealth of surveying vessels. Then there are quantum enhanced sonars, which offer higher precision and sensitivity, allowing for better detection of submarines, undersea canyons without emitting detectable sonar results. Quantum inertial navigation systems provide precise navigation for submarines and other underwater vehicles without the need for external signals, which can be disrupted or detected. So large submarines can incorporate these systems, including necessary cryogenic cooling. Quantum magnetometers such as QUICS can detect submarines and underwater mines with significantly greater sensitivity and range compared to classical magnetic and anomaly detectors. SQUID magnetometers have the potential to detect submarines from distance up to 6 kilometers, far surpassing in the current detection range of a few hundred meters by classical detectors. These arrays work with enhanced noise suppression, making it difficult for submarines to avoid detection. Additionally, unmanned underwater vehicles equipped with quantum magnetometers can be used for mine detection and neutralization. Then, similar to anti satellite, anti submarine warfare capabilities can be also adopted. And some other warfare capabilities also. Quantum technology significantly enhance positioning, navigation, and timing systems, with quantum clocks providing high time measurement accuracy crucial for global navigation satellite systems. Then, quantum sensing based on magnetometry, gravimetry, and gravity radiometry provides high precision data for studying Earth's surface and underground structures. These technologies can detect unique gravitational and magnetic footprints of natural and man made objects. Quantum technologies can also significantly enhance classical electronic warfare systems. For example, the integration of quantum computing in electronic warfare can optimize RF spectrum analysis through quantum MLAI techniques. Then, other quantum timing enhancements can improve other quantum various electronic warfare capabilities, such as signal intelligence, counter DRFM, and counter radar jamming. So overall, quantum tech can significantly enhance ISTAR intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance capabilities, which is helpful in strategic multi-phase and multidisciplinary operations. Moving on to the next section, these are some top countries investing in quantum technologies. This includes India, USA, Canada, China, Russia, Australia, Japan, Israel, Singapore, South Korea, UK, European Union, and so on. So there are two front runners in the current global market, which are China and US. So both China and the United States are heavily invested in quantum technologies, recognizing the potential to transform industries and enhance national security. The first is the government structure. The US employs a three pillars model for quantum research, dividing the federal investment among civilian, defense, and intelligence sectors. While for China, substantial support comes from the People's Liberation Army and the big defense companies it recruits. China has demonstrated satellite-based QKD, and this infrastructure could easily be adapted for military use. While US Army is currently working on quantum teleportation research, while the US is integrating quantum cooperation into alliances such as NATO, China is collaborating with Russia in various technological fields with potential for closer cooperation in quantum technology. The US has traditionally led in quantum computing innovation. China has made significant strides, particularly in quantum communication and quantum sensing. Let's see the budget. The US had increased its investment in quantum technology from $500 million in 2015 to almost $2.1 billion in 2021. However, China had more rise, with investments growing from $300 million to an estimate $13 billion over the same period. So this data clearly captures the magnitude of their commitment for this cause. Apart from government and other educational research bodies, there are some key players in global quantum warfare market contributing in one way or the other. So as of 2022, the quantum warfare market was valued at approximately $134.66 million. So this valuation reflects the early stage of technology adoption and the ongoing research and development efforts in the field. The quantum warfare market is expected to grow significantly over the next decade. It is predicted to reach by $40.91 million by the year 2031, with a compound annual growth rate of 16.8% during the forecast period from 2023 to 2031. This growth is driven by the increasing investment in quantum technologies by defense organizations and governments worldwide, as well as the potential disruptive capabilities these technologies offer in modern warfare. Now we see main challenges. First, we have technical challenges, and most of these we have already seen in the previous sections. So it will always be a challenge to make the product actually deployable. So after this, the developed prototype should be integrated with existing military infrastructure such as communication networks, GPS systems, etc. to ensure seamless interoperability. This involves complex engineering to ensure proper functioning of the quantum devices without any operational disruptions. Apart from this, they must undergo rigorous testing and validation to ensure they meet the standards required in military applications. Another crucial challenge is related to the data handling part. So it's important to have efficient data handling protocols and systems that can manage the high data throughput without compromising speed or security. So these are some of the major challenges from the technical viewpoint. As we are talking about war, to determine the extent and nature of the war, policies are the foremost thing. Each new technology in war comes with its own level of impact. So with the quantum technology also new policies are needed. The first one is to obviously answer the ethical questions. So these technologies may also challenge existing legal frameworks, particularly concerning the laws of war and international treaties. Also, this can alter the global security landscape, potentially leading to new arms races or shifts in power dynamics. Hence, policymakers must navigate these ethical and legal boundaries to establish guidelines and compliance with international laws that balance technological advancements with moral responsibility. The next challenge is related to the standardization procedures. So, ensuring interoperability between quantum technologies from different manufacturers and nations is essential for collaborative military operations. Also, establishing reliable verification protocols to authenticate the performance and security of quantum technologies is crucial, and these protocols must be rigorous enough to detect any anomalies or weaknesses, ensuring that the technologies meet the required standards for military use. So, achieving overall unification in the standards and practices for quantum technologies across the military sector is essential for its effective implementation. Now we have related to the manpower. The complexity of quantum technologies necessitates specialized training programs for military personnel. So, developing comprehensive training modules that cover both theoretical knowledge and practical skills is essential to ensure that operators and technicians can effectively utilize and maintain these advanced systems. And for this, establishing dedicated courses and research programs is crucial for building a skilled workforce. This also requires interdisciplinary expertise as quantum technologies intersect with multiple fields, including physics, engineering, computer science, cybersecurity, etc. So, collaborative programs need to be designed to foster interdisciplinary expertise. Moving on, this economical challenges for the governing bodies, private organizations, and other stakeholders directly or indirectly associated with this technology. So, these players, along with military organizations, must assess the long term financial impact, balancing the cost with the anticipated benefit and sustainable funding for research and development. This calls for an efficient allocation of resources to avoid redundancy and ensure that critical areas receive the necessary support. Strategic planning and priorities decision are required to maximize the impact of investment in military applications. Concluding the talk, here are the key takeaways. So, the advancements in quantum warfare technology signify a transformative shift in military capabilities. Currently, many quantum technologies are still in the experimental or developmental stages. So, as we have seen, some technologies like QPD have already demonstrated their excellence over classical methods, while other areas like quantum sensing are fast growing and looks promising in some aspects. So, there are still some unanswered questions on whether certain quantum technologies like quantum retard will meet the practical requirements or not. But overall, the next few decades will be critical for advancing these technologies from theoretical concepts and laboratory demonstrations to practical field deployable systems. Here are some references. And so that brings us to the end. So if you want to reach out to me, here's my email and LinkedIn. Feel free to connect. Thank you all for joining.